Hello, Josh Stevens here, Head Geek at SolarWinds. Today I'm here with a friend and colleague, Jon Reeve from Hyper9. Hello, Jon.
Hi, Josh. How you doing?
You know, I'm doing great. Today we're here with a very exciting announcement. Hyper9 has joined the SolarWinds family. Jon, maybe tell us a little bit about why this is important to the community.
Okay, great. Thanks, Josh. Yeah, we're really excited to be here. You know, virtualization is really changing the way people manage their environments. It's tearing down the barriers between different technology silos. It's tearing down the barriers between different management disciplines. And so what Hyper9 has built is really a unified approach to managing your virtualized environment, whether you're looking for performance issues, trying to plan for capacity, reporting or publishing views out to different stakeholders in your organization. Hyper9's built a unified approach based on a search-based platform to really tackle those issues and again, try and bring together these different technology disciplines.
You know, Jon, from what I've seen so far, Hyper9 is a great set of technologies, and I'm sure everyone out there would like to see it as well. Can you go ahead now and give us a tour?
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look.
Hyper9 installs as a simple virtual appliance and is totally agentless, so it's incredibly quick to get Hyper9 up and running in your environment. Hyper9 also ships with a wealth of best practices to address the common challenges in the virtual environment, whether you're managing performance for the administrator, capacity planning, managerial level reporting, storage reporting, VM sprawl. It's all contained within Hyper9. The Hyper9 Administrator dashboard contains a real-time view into the performance of your infrastructure, from alerts that are proactively monitoring the environment through to key charts and statistics from cluster health to those specific things you need to monitor in a shared back-end infrastructure, such as CPU ready, memory ballooning or memory contention. What's going on in terms of the back-end storage? Where am I getting the most latency that could be causing a bottleneck in the virtual environment? Drill down from any top-end widget in Hyper9 to understand and drill down deeper. For example, let's take the data store that was driving a lot of latency in our environment. I'd like to understand how much load is being driven to that data store and where it's coming from. Quickly select IOPS from the performance reporting, and let's sort and filter the top 4 VMs that are actually driving the load to this data store. I'd like to get a plot of the top 4 VMs and their load relative to the aggregate load on the data store itself. Reporting is another key must-have for the virtual environment, where administrators need information at their fingertips, whether it's things like management reports, to understand what VMs we have deployed, whether they're powered on, off, or suspended, key aggregate statistics, what OSs have we deployed across all our virtual machines, how efficiently are we driving the consolidation ratios or number of VMs typically running on a host, through to things such as VM sprawl. How do I track which VMs are actually doing anything in the environment? Maybe I have VMs that are powered on, but are actually not driving any load. How do I right-size VMs, make sure they're not over-allocated or under-allocated? How do I track things like stale VMs, VMs that haven't been powered on for extended periods of time, consuming valuable storage resources on my data stores? Through to common issues with snapshots, old and large snapshots, and which VMs are actually consuming the most snapshot space. At any point in time, I can drill down very quickly to understand and get more detail. Looks like I have one VM with 7 snapshots. Let's check it out. Here we can drill down into that VM and see even more detail in terms of how it's configured, any active alerts on it, and its relationships to the rest of the virtual infrastructure. Looking at my environment visually allows me to understand the relationship between the different entities in the virtual infrastructure. Let's hone it down on one of our clusters. It looks like I'm actually running out of capacity on one of my clusters. How do I actually do a better job at capacity planning? If we drill down into this cluster, we can see that Hyper9 allows you to answer common questions like, when will I run out of resources on this cluster? How many more workloads can I add from a small, medium, and large perspective? How do I get a graphical view of where I'm at in terms of my consumption so I can understand when I'm going to run out, how much more I may need to buy, and how many more VMs I can add? Hyper9's sophisticated capacity analytics allows you to understand things like seasonal variation in demand, understand peak usage, or understand if a host fails over in my cluster or I take a host down for maintenance to make sure I still have enough capacity. I can even do things like what-if analysis to say what if I were to add additional capacity, or what if I were to add additional VMs, what would my capacity plan look like then? At any point in time, I can take any of the widgets from the different Hyper9 dashboards and get a URL so that I can export them, for example, into a SharePoint portal, a wiki, or a web page. Here's one that we've created earlier that has a lot of the different aspects that we've looked at today embedded in this SharePoint portal, from overall statistics, migration status across our hosts, through to things like showback and chargeback, as well as the capacity planning that we've just been looking at.
Wow, Jon, that's some fantastic technology. I'm really excited to see how we fold that in with the rest of the SolarWinds applications and to really enhance our solutions in these areas.
Thanks, Josh. Yeah, we're really excited to be part of the family and really looking forward to all the SolarWinds customers and community getting a hold of Hyper9 product.
Awesome. You can go to SolarWinds.com to learn more about these technologies, download a trial for yourself, and of course learn more through other videos and webcasts.